Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel all about BI. So this session is quickly going to be about triggers, which is event based triggers. So what we are targeting, one of my subscribers has asked me how do we keep monitoring a particular folder and pick up files which are arriving at a regular intervals or different intervals also. Okay, so for example, if you have an input folder in which some other upstream system or some other source system is inputting some files to, for example, at 10 a.m. you are receiving some file, and at 11 a.m. you are receiving some file, at 12:30 p.m. you are receiving some file of a particular format, maybe a text file. Okay, so you have to have an option to pick up that file and copy it to a different folder in blob storage. So how do we do that in Azure Data Factory? That is what we are going to do today. Okay, in our case what we are going to do is we have an input folder. Okay, inside my demo container I have input folder and output folder. Inside this input folder, whenever I am encountering a new text file, what I am going to do is I am going to copy it to my output folder. This is what we are going to do today. Okay, so for that we have to first implement a copy activity, right? So I'll quickly do a copy activity. So this copy activity, it is going to work on a source, right? So we have to point to our input folder. So now I'll create a blob data set which is pointing to my input folder. Okay, so the folder is always going to be input, but the file name will be differing, correct? So for that, input trigger. So we'll say blob. We need not validate the schema and all, but we'll have to choose the container and other stuff here. Container name and folder name. This is our input folder. Okay, so it's throwing some error. Still we'll simply type input. Okay, it will be taking. So I'll go back, and then what I'll do, I'll choose my demo container, say OK. Here in directory we can directly type this input folder. Okay, alright, file we will leave now because we don't know which file will be coming at which point in time. So we'll leave this file for now, and then we will not import the schema. So we'll say OK. So what this is going to do, this is going to just point to my input folder. Okay, so here we'll have to have an option to pass the file name, correct? We are just pointing to the input folder now. So what we have to do is we have to create a parameter inside my data set that will be providing my file name, okay, in the runtime. So let us leave it now. This is going to come runtime. Okay, so going back to connection, I'm going to point the parameter here, whichever we are creating in the data set. So we have created a parameter in data set. We are using that for providing the file name. Okay, alright, so this data set part is over now. Coming back to pipeline. So here once we added a file name parameter in data set, it is asking us to provide. Okay, so this file name parameter is going to be provided by your pipeline. Okay, so who will be giving to your pipeline is every time a trigger executes, right, it will provide the file name and folder name. Okay, these two things to pipeline. Okay, so from pipeline we are going to pass it to the data set. Okay, so flow will be, trigger will be giving the parameters to pipeline will be giving it to dataset. So we have created a parameter for dataset. Similarly, we have to create a parameter for pipeline for getting the file name. Okay, that is what I'm going to do now. Click anywhere outside, go to parameter tab, click plus, say file name pipeline for identifying the pipeline parameter. So we will leave it empty now because this value has to come from the trigger. Okay, alright, so coming back here, just make sure you are pointing the parameter of pipeline here. So pipeline is going to provide value to the data set. So we are mapping it here. Okay, so say OK. So what we are doing, this is data set parameter, and for this data set the pipeline parameter has to be passed. That is what I have done here. Okay, so here file path and data set, we don't have the file path and data set. Instead we'll have to choose the wildcard file path. Okay, alright, so source is done. Go to sync, point to a output folder. Okay, that's all. Source sync is done. Now only thing that is left out is adding a trigger. Okay, I'll add a trigger, event based trigger. There are a couple of other triggers also which I'm not going to touch upon now. I simply say text trigger. So it is going to be triggered whenever a text file arrives. Okay, so these are other types of triggers which we can discuss in some other session. So now event based trigger is what we are going to create. Event based trigger is nothing but whenever a file is created or deleted, those two are considered to be blob events. So see here, there are two events, blob created and blob deleted. So we are going to concentrate on created now, whenever a file is added to the input folder. Okay, alright, coming back here, we'll have to choose the basic, some details about the subscriptions and all. Container name, blob path begins with. So in our case, we are going to look into this input folder, correct? So we'll give input slash. So when you hover over this I, it will be telling you how do we use it. Okay, alright, so come back here. We are interested in text files. So I'm typing .txt. Okay, so activated should be yes if we have to trigger this pipeline based on the events. Okay, so it will try to match whether in the input folder there is already some text files present or not. If it's not going to display it here. So continue. Okay, so this is our parameter in pipeline, correct? We are having this PL keyword. So who will be providing values to the parameter is our trigger. Okay, so I told you every trigger will be having two properties. One is file name and folder name. But how do we retrieve it is at trigger body. This is a function dot folder path. Similarly at trigger body file name. So these two properties are going to come in runtime. Okay, I'm just using this expression here. This is going to be passed to the pipeline parameter. Pipeline will be giving to the dataset parameter. So that is how it is going to work. Okay, so once I have all these things, I can publish my changes. So my pipeline has published the changes. So we are going to try adding some text file to this input folder. So I'm uploading a text file now. It has to be copied automatically to the output folder. Okay, I'll choose some files 0123.txt. Okay, so I'll upload it in the input folder. So it has to be uploaded in real time to the output folder. So let us close all this. We'll see the timestamp 3:44 PM. Okay, so go back to output folder. 3:44 PM. Okay, so we have uploaded in output and it has triggered our pipeline and it has copied to this particular output folder. Alright, so where can you monitor these things? Okay, if you go to adf.azure.com, right, you have something called monitor here. Click on it. So you will have two things, pipeline runs and trigger runs. So if the copy has happened to trigger through trigger, right, so you have to check the details here. Under trigger runs, you will be seeing 3:44 PM. Okay, succeeded. So trigger name is trigger 1, blob events trigger, triggering time, what is the status, and what are the pipelines associated with this particular trigger and the properties. Okay, so if you click on this pipeline, right, it will be taking you to the actual copy activity that was triggered through this trigger. This is how we monitor the trigger runs. Okay, so that's all I wanted to cover in this particular session. We'll discuss more about triggers when we are discussing about schedule trigger and tumbling window trigger. If you have any doubts about this session, you please let me know in the comment section. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.